when you explained this to the media, you found that the media was not sensitive to talk about
No,
it?
I think that they feel that in some cases, yes, they can make really the big headlines and all of that, really make it very, very black and white, let's put it in that way, because of course there are always nuances behind on that. But on the other side is that this is not the product which is selling. This is not the thing. This is not why the audience is not interested about this.
Why do you think that the media? Are the media true when they think like that?
I think, of course, I'm talking more now in the general media.
Yes,
really,
yes.
there are some alternatives which have the place in that way, but it's not like the soap opera. It's not the outcome is not nice.
Yeah, but
and on the other side, it's not the news because it's existing situation.
Those who would make the work for a long time, mitigation of crisis, do not access the media. Only when the big crisis happens, then media focus is there.
Yeah.
And the media would eventually come and say, oh, there was not much prevention about it. When there is a question of somebody working for preventing crisis, they don't get media coverage. Is it the case?
I think that's the case.
Yes, absolutely.
And I took one example, is that when there were the floods some years ago in Mozambique, huge floods where almost half of the country was destroyed in that way. And of course there were the media in the beginning of the crisis, they're making the normal humanitarian aid news. But then it was continuing, and then what happened? One lady gave the birth on tree. And that was everywhere. All the news were interested about that. That was a human being story, what you can put in the middle of the crisis. And then you get the media attention in that way. But is that right? And then I think that from the NGO point of view, it's a little bit difficult because definitely many NGOs need fundraising. And in that way, they need to use media as one of the tools to get more supporters or whatever funds. In that way, but what is the balance? And I think that's what we are questioning at the moment, that how far the NGOs themselves can also go, and how much you can really do the things in the guidance of the media, or who is in charge, how much we can base the work, what we're doing, based on our values, based on the solidarity, based on the global justice. And then is there some kind of line where to go, how far can you go? But still keeping your own values, but also doing the awareness raising at the same time, which is needed, of course.
Well,
the challenge in that is also that we have NGOs have 40, 50 years of work, of frames that they brought to the public. So how to change these frames, because in people's mind, in public's mind, when an NGO comes out, it's for fundraising. But no, development education is not about fundraising at all. It's really different. For sure, NGOs need public money, otherwise they cannot work. But their work in development education is really to bring alternatives, is to capture interest of people on what is going on between local in our society and in global, with global issues.